Ist das nicht schön? Ach, Ash erzählt gerade von seinen Geschwistern. Ach, ist das nicht toll? Zumindest wäre es das. Wenn Ash nicht mit großer Wahrscheinlichkeit ins Trial gehen wird. Denn er hat eine Menge Stimmen. Genau wie eine große andere Menge von Leute. Leona aber nicht. Sie hat ziemlich wenige. Das wird super. Mal schauen, wie es weitergeht. They're the real reasons I want out of this dump. I need to make sure they're okay.
Then we for sure have to get you out of here. I guess one of the only good things about being here is that I now have a bunch of friends for life.
We need to get out first, so let's not lose focus on that. We continue talking about our lives back home and what we plan on doing once we get out of here for a few hours. I think I'm gonna go and see what else is going on. See you guys later. Draußen ist gerade eine Alarmanlage angegangen. Oh boy.
Bye, Hunter.
See ya. Deuce. I think it's time to head to the library. Yay! Sounds like everyone is upstairs. Hello.
Glad to see you could make it.
Sorry. I was talking to some of the others and got distracted.
Well, let's get to work. The next trial will be soon, and we need to get as much done as possible.
We split into the two groups of Koji, Chet and I, then Kami and Ricardo. Most of our time is spent going down shelves, putting books one at a time, taking notes of the title and contents, then moving on. We decide that once we're done, we can go over the shelves again to see if there were any changes, which we'll then look into. We are mostly silent except for occasional small conversations, if we find something interesting. Usually nothing groundbreaking though.
So, was anyone else here a big reader when they were a kid? I feel like I was always carrying around a stack of books wherever I went when I was younger. Not me. I never liked reading when I was a kid, and it shows.
Me neither. It felt too much like homework to me.
How about you, Kami? You seem like you would have liked reading as a kid. That would be correct. As a child, I would read anything I could get my hands on. My family's house had a huge library. I would spend hours on end sitting and reading, going through the shelves to see if I could find anything interesting. Your family had a library? That's crazy. Were you guys rich or something? My family has always been quite well off. It comes from a long line of politicians and successful business owners.
Sounds like your family breeds success.
I suppose you could say that. I think that we just have a certain set of principles that we pass down that helps propel us forward. How about you, Ricardo? I know you're a big reader.
That is correct. I've been an avid consumer of literature since my youth. As a matter of fact, my family also had a library. That being said, I don't remember it very well.
You don't remember it very well? Is it not there anymore?
Well, Ricardo continues working, but now with a solemn expression. It burned down. Oh, ich mag das Bild. My family used to be well known in the theater and film industry, allowing us to gain a degree of fame and fortune. We had a sprawling family mansion from the 60s, on a gorgeous property with beautiful architecture. Oh, wie heißt es nochmal? Architecture. This was the house I grew up in. However, around the 80s, the industry no longer found use for us, and our family was essentially excommunicated from the film industry. However, we still wanted to perform. We had a theater built and began to focus on live theatrical performances. It went well for a while, and we were able to maintain our fortune, but then the world lost its appreciation for the art form. This happened around the time I was born. We were no longer prospering and were struggling to make ends meet, and we had to sell the mansion. In the absence of a caretaker, it went into disrepair. And then one night, it got ablaze. Arson was suspected. We no longer owned the mansion, so we could do nothing about it. And that's how my family lost its fortune and status. Now all we have is the theater.
Oh wow, that's horrible.
Truly, I grew up in that home, so it truly felt like I was seeing my childhood go up in flames. However, because we have only the theater, it became our greatest passion. We continue to use it, putting on the highest quality performances we can, trying to propel the art form forward to new generations. Luckily, we have seen an increase in interest in previous years. I feel that the theater arts are starting to come back into fashion. I just want to see it for myself. That's why I need to escape this place.
Sounds like everyone has pretty good reasons they would want to get out of here.
What's yours?
I want to get back to my grandpa. I'm the only one that lives with him, so I'm really worried about him. What about your parents? Dad.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You didn't know. I mean, I never knew them, so it's more of an empty feeling than anything. It's weird to miss someone you don't even remember.
How did it happen?
Plane crash right after I was born. It was really tragic, but my Gramps takes great care of me.
Jeez, sounds like nearly everyone here has a ton of baggage. I don't think I have any, besides my family being kind of poor. We're rich in love, though. My brothers and parents and I are super close. They were even super accepting when I came out as trans to them. I was so nervous for years, but it was totally easy. My brother gave me a bunch of his old clothes, and my parents immediately started saving up so they could afford my transition.
How nice. It sounds like you have a loving family.
They're pretty great. We should all have a big dinner at my house when we get out of here. They loved you guys.
Well, that was a nice chat. But we should get back to work. It won't be long before the final vote.
We continue going through the stacks of books, checking their content and writing them down. The longer we work, the more antsy I get, knowing that the final round of voting could be any minute now. And just like that, ding, ding, ding. Ugh, here it is.
I knew it was coming, but it still scared the crap out of me. I assume nobody here wants to show off their votes. Shall we move to different parts of the room? Yeah, I'm gonna move over here.
We all split off into different parts of the room, where nobody else can see who we're voting for. I look down at the screen to see the voting display. I'm faced with this dilemma again. The two with the lowest amount of votes are Leona and Mary. I'm sure that if I give them a few votes, they'll be fine, right? And again, I don't want to put Mary on the line, considering how close we've gotten. Can I speichern? No. I guess I don't know Leona as well. I might give her my 3 votes. And I suppose I can give one to Mary. It'll keep things balanced while keeping me guilt-free. Then for my 2 votes, I can just go with Tamako. I doubt she will care anyway. I put in my votes and pocket the device. Warum gibst du Tamako nur 2? Sie hat für dich gewählt, gib mir 3. Sie will erster sein. Vor allem jetzt gerade würde ich die wählen, die am meisten haben. Weil sie den wenigsten Schaden anrichten wird. Looking around the room, it seems like Ricardo and Kami are also done voting. Chad and Koji are still staring at the screens. Chad has an anxious expression while scrolling up and down. Then Koji is holding onto his head with his hand that isn't holding his phone. This is the last vote, so it could completely change the results. Eventually, Chad and Koji finish putting in their votes and put their phones away. We all sit around the library in awkward silence.
I suppose we find out tomorrow how our voting will impact us.
I wonder what the cut-off point will be for the trial. Perhaps only a few people will have to participate. Maybe it's based on the amount of votes? Like if you get above a certain amount, then you automatically get in.
I wonder what they'll try and bring us in to participate.
Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass die alle mitmachen werden und die Anzahl der Votes gibt dem Vorteil.
I assume they'll read the votes per usual before having us do the trial of death. I suppose the real question is about what the final trial will be. I'm probably just gonna go to bed and hope for the best. Yeah, same here.
Chad turns to me.
You and Ricardo are lucky. You only have a few votes, so you're probably gonna be safe.
Da sagt das nicht. He says as if he's just joking or trying to be playful, but the bitterness in his tone reads clear as day. Hey, there's still one day left. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I guess you're right. One day scooped me over, so technically nobody's safe.
For now, let's all just get some sleep and prepare ourselves for whatever happens tomorrow.
We all say our goodbyes and head to bed. I sit on my bed in my room. We're done with the voting, but now we have to get ready for the hardest part of this. Let me think about everyone I voted for. On the first day, I gave Tamako 3 votes, 2 votes to 4, and 1 vote to Caesar. On day 2, it was 3 votes to Caesar, 2 votes to Koji, and 1 vote to Chad. And then just now, it was 3 votes to Leona, was dummest, 2 votes to Tamako, and 1 vote for Mary. I'm hoping that voting for Mary and Leona doesn't screw them over. Since they had 2 of the lowest votes total, they might become targets. Warum wählst du sie dann überhaupt? Mine was also pretty low. Hopefully I don't become a target as well. I'm just going to hope for the best. Then last results. I seem to have pretty good standing, but there's still some anxiety tugging at me. I'll just try and get some sleep and pray that I don't have to do the trial. I lay in bed and force myself to force asleep. To force asleep, genau. I think I'm having a pretty bizarre dream. I'm standing in a cold, dark room, surrounded by people. This dream is really vivid. It's like it's actually happening. Oh wow! Hi! Was geht? Oh, what the hell? What's going on? How did we get here? Wait, this is the same room where we were in last time. Ah, but I was just sleeping. How did I end up here? Did they move us while I was asleep? That seems like the most likely possibility. The real question is, what's going to happen next?
Are you all ready for the final results?
A booming voice echoes through the room, which I recognize as Thrones. One of the walls, a screen lights up. Oh! Oh! Ash, Kokona, Koji, Leona, Mary, Oliver, Ricardo, Tamako, Victoria, August, Caesar, Shed, 4, Hunter, Kami.
I show the results of the first 2 days now. Oh, what a lovely show. Eee, oh, very lovely. Now are you ready for the results of the 3rd day of voting, as well as the grand total from the voting of all 3 days?
Oh! Oh, ich habe wenig. Oh, ich habe sehr wenig. Oh, ich habe richtig wenig. Mal gucken. Ash hat 32. 10, 11, 11. Kokona hat 6, 6, 6. Das sind wenig. Das ist recht wenig. Das sind 18. Koji hat 10, 3, 6. Oh, er hat 19. Nur knapp mehr. Krass. Leona hat 1, 1, 5. Hart. Mary hat 2, 0, 3. Die haben 7 und 5. Oliver hat 9, 5, 9, 8. Das sind, ich rechne kurz, 22, glaube ich. Ricardo hat 4, 1, 2. Wow, der hat 7. Krass. Tamako hat 11, 12, 15. Sie wird am meisten haben. 23, 38. Ah, armer Ash. Victoria hat 2, 2, 3. Das ist nur 7. August hat 2, 2, 4. Das sind nur 8. Caesar hat 10, 6, 8. Das sind 16, 24. Chad Perez hat 16, 3, 19. 4 hat 14, 9 und 7. Das sind 30. Hunter hat 2, 1, 5. Das sind 8. Und Kami hat 10, 11 und 4. Das sind 25. Da habt ihr die Zahlen, bitteschön. Das heißt, wir haben ein paar Leute, die unter... Wir haben 3, die 30 haben. Und 5, die unter 10 sind. Das ist krass. We all stare at the screen, reading each row and checking how the final total looks. The first name I look at is my own. Looks like I got 5 votes last night. That's the most I've gotten so far. At least my total for all 3 days is only 8. It looks like that's definitely on the lower side of compared to everyone else. Then it looks like the 2 people that received double-digit votes were Ash and Tamako. Tamako I understand, but I don't know why Ash would have so many. Then going down the list, there's 6 votes for both Coco and Koji, 5 for Leona, 3 for Mary and 8 for Ollie, 2 for Ricardo, 3 for Victor, 4 for August, 8 for Caesar, 3 for Chad, 7 for 4, and finally 4 for Kami. And the one with the most votes is Tamako with 38, followed by Ash with 32, and 4 with 30. How the hell did Ash get so many votes? Compared to when we first got here, he's been so docile lately. I know he's been working on trying to be nicer to everyone, but was I one of the only people to actually see that?
So, who's actually participating in the final trial?
Great question, darling. Our criteria for who enters the final trial is based on reaching a certain amount of votes, rather than us picking a certain number from the top of the rankings. The magic number of votes that will put you into the final trial is 15. Anyone with 15 or more votes will be participating. I will now display which of you are exempt from the trial. The ones that are free will be highlighted in blue, and the names of those that must participate will be in red.
Mal gucken. Also raus sind Leona, Mary, Ricardo, Victoria, Hester, und ich. Das ist eine Menge, die drin sind. Nein, nicht Koji. Oh ja, es sind sehr viele, die raus sind. Oh boy. Jemand, der knapp da raus? Okay. Keiner, der es knapp geschafft hat, nur. Oh, das wäre so traurig, wenn einer 14 hätte. Oder genau. Ah, das wäre so traurig, wenn einer genau 15 hat. Ja, ist okay. Keiner, der knapp war.
Are you kidding me? I got screwed over because of one day?
Chad sounds furious, which I don't blame him for. The only reason he got so many votes on the strict second day is because he didn't get any on day 1. At the end of the day, though, a big part of me is relieved that I'm one of the 6 that's going to be fine. Besides me, the other safe ones are Leona, Mary, Ricardo, Victoria, and August.
I guess I can't be surprised by my position. I've seen it coming for 3 days. I thank you all for giving me only 4 votes last night, though. I suppose I saw it coming too.
Okay, I'm kind of fucking curious about something. Ash's voice suddenly rises above the quiet murmuring. I jump a bit, surprised not only by the volume, but the bitterness and resentment it carries. I've been trying so goddamn hard to be nice. I know that coming in, I was one of the assholes, but I'm trying to change. Is everyone just ignoring that? I can understand getting a few votes. I've been a dick to this whole time, but how the fuck did I get the second most? Am I really that bad? How come I don't get a chance to redeem myself? It feels like I've been thrown to the shocks just because I was kind of an ass the first 2 days we were here. It's clear that Ash is extremely frustrated. I can tell he's really trying to change, but you can't just change everyone's perception in 3 days. At the same time, there's no way Ash is the worst person here, or even the second worst. Tamako having the most votes, but I'm surprised she wasn't followed by someone like Caesar. So, what will the trial be?
That will be explained momentarily. But first, we will release our non-participants.
What do you mean by release?
We will now be separating the 2 groups.
We hear something that sounds like gas start to leak into the room. Oh, wir werden ohnmächtig. That's when the light goes out. Oh. 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 The room changed. Save your game, yes, please. Yes. Yes. Habe ich gespeichert? Ich spiele vor! Oh, Leute, ich spiele vor jetzt. Oh mein Gott, wie cool. Okay, darauf freue ich mich jetzt schon. Im nächsten Part aber erst. Ich spiele vor Caden. Das heißt, ich darf mitspielen. Yay! Bis nächstes Mal dann. Ciao!